And if you've been following my Snapchat at all, then you probably know that I just got fired from my job. Um, that happened yesterday, and well, it's not the best thing that could have happened, but I do think it's a really good place for me to learn from, and that's really what the whole point of this channel is, to provide a place for you guys to see someone learn and grow and deal with challenges in life and overcome them. So I'm gonna tell you what happened, and um, yeah. So basically, I was at work 2 days ago, Monday night, and my for some reason my manager wasn't there. The way that we have the place set up, there's all the workers do their own thing pretty much, and there's a manager who kind of oversees everything, makes sure things are running smoothly, and does a lot of the higher end stuff like moving bundles with the forklift and the more like difficult problems, and he kind of deals with all the issues that might come up if maybe there's not enough wood or something's missing. And I don't know if he called a vacation day or what, but he wasn't there. He wasn't there on Monday, and so that kind of made the whole day a little weird. I'm usually I get thrown around to a lot of different spots because I just have like a weird group of skills, and they kind of use me in a lot of different places. And also I've been on light duty because of my hand, so I usually am getting told what to do and kind of brought to different places and doing a lot of different tasks. But but on that day, Monday, pretty much just I was just told to sweep and clean up the whole place because the whole job site was a big mess. And so I did that and was doing that, and my friend Dan also works there. He works outside. Basically the trusses get built by the builders, and then a big press kind of puts all the wood together, and then it gets put on a conveyor belt, and Dan goes outside. He stacks it all together, and then generally either I do it or Pablo, our manager, does it, where we move the bundles and kind of put them where, like, in good places for the drivers to come and grab them and put them on their trucks. And so usually like Pablo asks me to move the bundles occasionally, but he usually does that by himself. Dan is just starting his training to do the forklifting stuff and was pretty much just on his own. Like, there wasn't really anybody to move the bundles for him. And so I noticed that, and I thought it was kind of stupid. This isn't the thing that got me fired, but it's connected to all of it. So I went out and I moved the bundles for him because he doesn't know how to do it, and he didn't have anybody to do it for him. And so I helped him because I thought it was kind of irresponsible. He was about to start moving the bundles all by himself, and he doesn't have that much experience with them, and they're really heavy loads. So I did that, I moved them, and I didn't really have any issues with that. And then I went back to sweeping and doing my regular job. And I was cleaning up, and then I finished. I got the whole place, or at least what they told me to do. I got all of that done. And on the other side, so the factory is like a big rectangle, and Dan does all his stacking over here. On the other side, over here, on the factory, there are these smaller trusses that get put together, and then they get brought around in a big circle to where all the bundles are for the drivers. And so pretty much every day, Pablo tells me to go to where those little trusses are, to stack them up, and then to bring them over to where the bundles are. And so I was told to stack them that day by one of the regional guys who was around for a little bit, and then he left before the shift was over. So by this point, all of the workers are working unsupervised. Pretty much, we're just um, kind of operating on automatic, I guess, because there's nobody. Like no, there's no managers. There's nobody that's like a higher up at all. It's just the employees. Um, and so I finished the sweep, and I stacked the smaller bundles up like I was supposed to. Um, and this is where I did something I shouldn't have. Daniel told me, the regional guy, he told me um, not to move the bundle that day. But I'd run out of stuff to do, and I did that pretty much every single day at around this point of the night, which was around like a little after 8. And so I decided that I was going to do it anyways, just because I didn't have anything to do. And so I started up a forklift and went and picked up the bundle. And it was at this point, I think, around that the forklift started leaking oil. And I had no idea that it was leaking oil. I didn't notice. And so I moved the bundle. I brought it over to where it was supposed to be. So from this part of the warehouse over to the other side where everything was, put it down, put some blocks underneath it, and got it ready for whoever to come get it in the morning. And then, um, and then I brought it, and then I stopped using it for a little bit. And the end of the night came around 9:50 or so, and I got it again, and I started driving it back towards the where back to be inside, because we put all the forklifts inside before we end the day. And on the way there, it started struggling a little bit, and I didn't realize that the oil was that all the oil had poured out of the engine, because I didn't notice. It was really dark. And then the engine died, like completely stopped moving. I couldn't turn it on. The like I would go to turn the forklift on, and how how normally when you do that you'll hear the ch 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 as the engine starts to turn on. It wasn't doing that noise at all. It was just clicking and then not making a sound. So I called one of the other guys over, who's been there longer than me, and asked him what he thought, and he said he wasn't sure what I should do. And so I have the day manager's number on my phone, so I texted him or I called him first. He didn't pick up, so I texted him that the forklift was dead, and he called me back. I explained to him what happened, and then we all left for the day. Um, Come the next day, Tuesday, yesterday, we go into work. I start my shift as regular, and I'm just kind of waiting, because I know at some point someone's going to say something to me about what happened on Monday. And then the big boss, the guy who was the owner of the company before it got bought, Scott, calls me over, brings me into like the break room and sits me down, and basically tells me that because I didn't notice that forklift was pouring oil, the engine got completely seized. Like it basically is unusable now, and that's going to cost the company 15 grand, which is a lot of money. And he said that because of that, I'm completely terminated, and that I had to punch out then and leave. And so, yeah, that's my fault. I didn't notice that the oil was leaking from the machine, and the machine is old, but I should have been paying more attention, and I should have listened to when the regional guy told me not to told me not to move the forklift or use it at all, but I just went with what I was used to doing, and I should have just listened. Um, but yeah, so I don't have that job anymore, obviously. Um, but thankfully, I just got into trade school. So Monday, I'm supposed to go, and I'm going to be starting from 7:30 to 3 every day. Monday to Friday, I'm going to be basically learning how to become a CDL driver, a trucker, so that I can do like either long hauls or short hauls. I'd prefer to do local stuff, but I'm gonna see what ends up coming my way. Um, but yeah, that's basically what happened to leading towards me losing that job. But things are still really positive. I think I feel like I made a mistake, but at the very least I know that I'm starting a new chapter. I'm working towards becoming a trucker, and I'm going to find part-time work to kind of help me while I am in school. But I don't think things are all bad, and I know that I'm still going to do everything that I said I was. And so, um, yeah, I messed up, but I'm moving forwards, and that's pretty much all I can say. I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day. If you are interested in like having a more like connected view of me, I post on Snapchat really regularly, and my tag for that is Jairson0. And I put a lot of like funny stuff and silly stuff on that, so you might enjoy it. And yeah, like and subscribe and have a good day. Um, Hopefully I'll have good news Monday. But yeah, have a good time.